This is the First Federal Show.
Things change over time, but one thing has stayed consistent. Celebrating 30 years on the air on WROI is the First Federal program. Hosts have changed, but the program is still the same. Now continuing a long-standing tradition, streaming on the First Federal Facebook page and on WROI. It's time for the First Federal program.
And it is an absolutely beautiful Friday morning for the First Federal program, joined by Tanner Lee and Todd Van Sickle. Good morning.
Morning, Paul. It is a beautiful morning out there. Sun's starting to come up.
Yeah.
It's a little chilly maybe compared to other points this week, but it's not too windy out.
No.
It's not storming. It's not raining.
Exactly.
No complaints here.
Nope.
It's March, downhill slide for winter.
It is March.
Well, no sliding today, actually. March is coming in like a land.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. I like that. So I guess spring's right around the corner.
Yes.
Time change right around the corner coming next weekend. And I see the
last one.
enthusiasm on your face there, Paul.
I still just want to go back to when I was a kid, when you had to worry about whether your shifts came on an hour earlier or an hour later, and that was all you had to worry about.
I agree.
Yeah. I'm with you. I hope it's the last one, but I'm not really getting my hopes up too high.
Neither am I.
I mean, they seem to talk about it over and over again.
Yeah.
Never happens. So
No.
We'll see, though. We'll see.
So next week the show starts an hour earlier or later, kind of, well, at the same time. That's the
Same time, it just seems like it's a
It takes a little while for the
spring
body
forward, right?
Yeah, spring
Yes.
forward, correct. So it takes a little while for the body to adjust. What I think it's about 3 days on average, I think.
And they do it on the Sunday, so Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday you're just dragging.
Dragging, a little groggy there.
So is that this Sunday or next Sunday?
Next Sunday.
Next Sunday.
Oh, at the same time.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
I'm hosting the show, so I'll be here on time.
There we go. So we got an exciting show planned, like we do every week.
Yeah.
Today we're going to be talking with Deanna Gualtieri of Gualtieri's Bakery. A bakery coming soon to Rochester. Looking forward to that. So, Paul, with that in mind, I brought some baked goods trivia with me today.
All right.
According to HowStuffWorks.com, what is America's favorite baked good? You'll get the whole program to think about it, so you don't have to answer right now, but I'll give you 4 choices. It's apple pie, chocolate chip cookie, the chocolate chip cookie, or cookies, because let's be honest, you can't just eat one.
Right.
Brownies or cheesecake.
Man, those are 4 good options.
They are. Do you have a personal favorite amongst those? Or do you like them all?
I like them all.
Yeah.
I like cheesecake around the holidays.
Yeah.
I'm always down for a good brownie or chocolate chip cookies.
Yeah.
American pie or apple pie. American pie. I mean, it's the same thing,
Yeah,
right?
right.
Right. That's good anytime.
Yeah.
Especially a Dutch apple pie.
Yeah.
Plus we have Deanna here, our baking expert. She can play along with the game.
Right. Just don't give
You
Paul
volunteer
too
the
many.
answer
Don't give
later.
Paul too many hints.
She's going to talk about, because she probably makes all of those, so
Yeah.
or knows how to make them, if nothing else.
Right.
Talking with Deanna just a few minutes ago, bread's kind of one of her specialties, and that wasn't in the category.
Correct. It might have been on the list, but I didn't put it on the
Yeah.
floor. Just to give you more to think about there, Paul. So.
Yeah, thanks. Just what I need on a Friday morning.
No problem.
The
Getting the
first
brain
of the
working
month.
right away.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you can answer later on in the program. So
All right.
let's talk some sports. Got this is a great time of year for basketball fans. It's March. It's March Madness, not only for college basketball, but also for local high school basketball.
Yeah.
Sectional action is going on. Started earlier this week. Some teams didn't advance to March, but others are in March and ready to go. And that includes 3 local schools. Caston is hosting West Central tonight. That's the second game of that section. The first game is between Tri-County and Frontier. And WROI is going to be there at Caston tonight on the call for the Caston game, correct?
Yes, we will. Randy will be on the call, making sure that everybody knows how Caston's doing.
Love it. So that should be an exciting game at Caston. And if you can't get down to Caston for that one, tune your radio in to right here at 92.1.
Yep.
WROI Giant FM. Tippecanoe Valley will be hosting Knox tonight over at Tippecanoe Valley High School. And Winnemac travels to Lewis Cass to face Lewis Cass. So
All
a lot of teams in action tonight. Good luck to all those.
right. Yeah.
It's just a fun time to be a basketball fan. College basketball, all big programs around the state in action this weekend. I just realized I forgot to write down who Indiana State plays
of course
this
you did.
weekend, but I got Purdue, Indiana, Butler, Notre Dame's opponents written down. Starting with tomorrow, starting at noon, Butler with a 16-13 record. I feel like I jinxed them. I feel like I was talking just 2 weeks ago how well they were doing, and now they've kind of hit a skid to where they're probably on the wrong side of the bubble right now with 2 weeks left in the regular season, because the regular season of college basketball ends next week. Then we get into the conference tournaments and then the NCAA tournament itself. But they should pick up a win tomorrow. They travel to DePaul, who is 3-25. That game's at noon on Fox Sports 1. So if Butler can't get a win over DePaul, then they probably don't deserve to make the tournament, let's be honest. So,
Yeah.
DePaul is not very good at all. One of the weaker Power 6 conference schools out there. Also tomorrow, got Notre Dame with a record of 11-17 hosting Clemson, who has a record of 20-8. That game's at 7:45 on the CW. And then you got the Purdue Boilermakers in action with their record of 25-3, hosting Michigan State, who has a record of 17-11. That game's at 8 o'clock tomorrow night on Fox.
Mm-hmm.
The only game this week for both of those teams, so they've had all week to prepare for each other. With a win, Purdue can clinch a tie of their Big Ten record, 26th Big Ten championship.
Okay.
There's still two games left next week.
Right.
But if Illinois happens to lose to Wisconsin tomorrow, then Purdue wins tomorrow night. Purdue wins it outright with a week left. So a lot to be played out there. But Michigan State lost on a buzzer beater to Ohio State over the weekend. They're getting close to maybe being on the wrong side of the bubble. So got to think they're going to come out swinging tomorrow night. So.
Kenner's got that Purdue excitement. It's March now. He's ready to roll.
I'm ready to roll. Maybe a little nervous at the same time, but I am excited. I think they got a chance to do something pretty fun this year. But a lot of basketball to be played. And then Indiana plays this weekend. They play on Sunday at 2 o'clock on CBS, so a national game. They have a record of 15-13. They got a win this week over Wisconsin, snapping the 4-game losing streak. They travel to Maryland, who lost earlier this week, who has a record of 15-14.
There's got to be better national games than that.
Well, it's interesting. On Sunday, CBS has that game at 2. And at 4 o'clock, they have Michigan at Ohio State, which isn't a real good one either. So it's probably one of those situations
Filling commitments.
they wish they could flex it, but you can't do that in college basketball.
And you know, Todd, as he was talking about every school there in the state, he only mentioned Purdue Boilermakers. Everybody else was just, Indiana, Notre Dame, Indiana State.
Well,
But Purdue, they got Purdue Boilermakers.
Well, if you
I
want me
can
to
help
have
with that. The Sycamores play Murray State on Sunday.
Murray State, okay. All right. Thank you, Todd. Yes. Sycamores, they're not ranked anymore like they were 2 weeks ago. They actually dropped their first game after getting ranked for the first time since Larry Bird was a Sycamore. But
Kind of like what happens to a number 1 team sometimes.
you're not wrong there. That's why Purdue can stay right at number 2. I'm good with that. That used to be number 1. Yeah, Indiana State, I think they'll be okay to make the tournament, but they probably have to win a few games in their conference tournament to get in the NCAA tournament, I would say. But it'll be interesting. I don't think any other school in the state really, unless they win the conference tournament, has a chance. IUPUI's only got 6 wins on the season. Valparaiso's only got 6 wins on the season. Evansville's not doing very good. So Ball State's not doing very good. So.
Indiana's not doing very good. So they got to win the tournament, basically.
Yeah, they probably need to get hot the next 3 games and then probably at least get to the weekend, if not the championship of the Big Ten tournament. So a lot of basketball to be played though. So
Yes.
I'll have more to talk about next week. Got some tidbits here this morning, Paul. On this day in 1781, the Continental Congress officially adopted the Articles of Confederation.
Ah.
Did you know it was that old?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. On this day in 1937, the first permanent automobile license plate was issued. Before that, they were just temporary plates.
Yeah.
On this day in 1993, the NHL announced a new expansion team, which was going to be located in Anaheim, California, right by Disney. That would be the Anaheim Mighty Ducks, which were inspired by the 1992 Disney movie The Mighty Ducks.
Yep.
Now they're just the Ducks. They've changed it over the years, but at the time they were the Mighty Ducks. They had the same logo as the movie.
Same
that has changed.
uniform.
That has changed too, colors and everything over the years. But the Mighty Ducks still Disney still producing some Mighty Ducks content. I see on Disney Plus every once in a while. So still popular today.
It
The
is.
first two movies are really pretty,
very-
fun, pretty good, pretty fun.
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
yes. Third one okay.
Yeah.
But no, the first two are very, very
They could
good.
have stopped it too and been perfectly fine.
A lot of the series is like to stretch it just a little more to get all the dollars they can out of it. So.
I know.
But yes, I owned all three growing up. I was a big fan of that franchise. And on this day, 1996, you might remember this, Paul. The new toll-free 888 area code was introduced in the U.S.
Yeah. I do remember that.
I do not, but I always thought it was that. So I don't know what it was before, if there was one, but yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna make me think.
Just
That was
your
a long
knowledge.
time ago.
I don't have it written down, so you can make up three numbers, and I'll be like, okay, that's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
We got a whole list of days today. You ready? This is a pretty long list. I actually cut some out.
Yeah,
Just so-
it always happens on the first of the month.
There's a lot today. There's National Wheelchair Day, Global Day of Unplugging, so always good to maybe put those electronic devices aside for a little bit. National Dadgum, That's a Good Day.
Okay.
I had to show that one because that one made me laugh a little
Yeah.
bit. Share a Smile Day, it's always a good one. Self-Injury Awareness Day, National Peanut Butter Lovers Day. You don't like peanut butter?
Crunchy, I'm okay with.
Okay.
I'm not. I can eat peanut butter, but I'm not one of those that's gonna go get it by the
You don't
spoonful.
crave it, don't crave it.
Yeah.
I see Paul's a radio guy. You can't have something that sticks to the
That's
roof of
true.
his mouth.
Yeah.
That's a very
exactly.
good point. Very good point. National Minnesota Day.
Ah.
State of Minnesota gets its own day, I guess.
Hey,
Hey.
National Barista Day.
Okay.
National Welsh Corgi Day.
Mm.
I like that one, since my dogs have corgi.
Yeah.
World Compliment Day. National Employee Appreciation Day.
Ah.
I feel like that one lands on a few days throughout the year.
Well,
But
of course it does. 'Cause
Which
you
it
guys
should,
are
right?
your employees. You know how important they are to you. I'm sure First Federal's doing something. Evan's probably buying lunch for all the branches.
don't know about that.
now you're throwing the gauntlet out.
Yeah, now,
Yeah.
now you're putting the pressure
Everyone's
on us.
listening.
Exactly.
National Horse Protection Day.
Okay.
National Pig Day. National Dress in Blue Day, which guess
I got blue
got
jeans
blue,
on.
blue on. Everybody's got some blue on in here,
Yeah.
so we planned that. Plan a solo vacation day. National Salesperson Day.
Okay.
And National Wedding Planning Day.
Ah. Yeah.
A lot of days there.
And you can't do the national plan a solo vacation day. You just got back from vacation.
I did get back, so you're
No more
right.
for you.
You're right. You're right. I'm surprised I still remember how to do this morning.
Yeah.
Well, we got some exciting upcoming events coming up.
Okay.
See, the Times Theater is showing the movie, the Muppet movie,
Ah.
tomorrow at 2:00 p.m. with doors opening at 1:30.
I still love that movie. The Muppets.
It's a
Yeah.
good. The Muppets
Fun.
are good. They are fun.
Yeah.
They're very
No
comedic.
matter how old you are,
Yep,
they're
you'll
always
get a
going to
laugh.
be good.
Kids 12 and under are free with adults with them, of course. Adults tickets are $5.
I'm 11.
Showing your age there.
I don't think they'll believe me.
Probably not. And I see the Fulton County Chamber of Commerce is going to be hosting a free networking lunch on March 13th.
Yep.
At 11:30. That's going to be held at the Elks Lodge. There's going to be limited seating, so you want to RSVP as soon as you can. And you can do that by contacting Kelly Scobie at the Chamber office by giving her a call at 574-224-2666, or you can email her at kelly@fultoncountychamber.com. You going to be there, Paul?
I'll be there.
Paul will be there, so go network with Paul.
Yeah.
Money news. Interesting day for the market yesterday. The NASDAQ had its first record close in more than 2 years.
Awesome.
The Dow closed a little over 47 points up yesterday at 38,996.39. The futures this morning down 45 points at an even 39,000. So a little bit of a roller coaster going on.
Yeah.
But it's either going to go up or down, as Mr. Dick Welch used to say. So
Yes.
keep our eye on that and have a report there next week. First Federal Savings Bank, we're open today from 8:30 till 5 and tomorrow from 8:30 to noon. We'd love to see you. And if you can't make it in within our lobbies during those hours, you can always bank with us online and with our mobile app, which is free to download. Just type in First Federal Savings Bank on the Google Play Store or the App Store if you have an Apple device. Look for the white star with the green background, and it's free to download. You're halfway there.
Yep.
Our ATMs are open 24/7 as well if you need some cash, and if you're traveling over the weekend in an area where the First Federal does not have a branch, no need to worry. We're part of the MoneyPass network. Go to moneypass.com. You can find other MoneyPass ATMs in that area. You can use those ATMs, and you won't get charged a surcharge fee. So that's it was brought to my attention earlier. So we just want to remind. That's always a good reminder for college students too that bank with us.
Yes.
So because I remember when I was in college, MoneyPass wasn't a thing, or if it was, First Federal wasn't on the MoneyPass network at the time. So I was always charged a surcharge fee.
You can always use your debit card at most merchants too.
Yes. Yes.
You get cash back there too.
Right. Good point, Todd.
Yeah.
So
Some of them, I mean, if you're looking to pull, $500 out, you're probably not going to get that in a merchant, but
Might be able to get enough money to buy pizza for lunch or something.
there you go. There you go. We've still got some exciting specials going on at the bank. One of those being an 8-month CD special at a 4.99% APY, which is the annual percentage yield. It's a really good rate.
It is.
We'd love to open one up for you. So if you have any questions or want to come in and get that open, come see any of our tellers and our new account specialists to get that done for you. And we have decided to extend all 3 of our purchase specials through the month of March. So that includes our second and mortgage special, our construction perm special, and our purchase special. So
that's awesome.
if you're in the market to purchase a new home, you might want to consider that. There's different details with all those specials going on. Contact your local First Federal experienced mortgage loan originator, and in Rochester, Winamac, that'd be Stacy Wilson and Bill Dalton.
This coming March is a great time for getting a mortgage loan.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Mortgage loan and doing some repairs to your house. And that's something where I know we don't have a special for right now, but HELOCs can come into play with that.
Mm-hmm.
So contact one of our experienced loan originators. They can help you out. Well, for Simply Free checking accounts and Simply Free business checking accounts, right now when you open a new checking account, you'll get a free gift, which is a sound machine.
Yes.
And that's going to be a new gift starting next week.
Okay.
New cycle starts next week, and I'll bring it in for everybody to see on Facebook next week. Paul will remind me to do so.
Yeah.
That's going to be a Martha Stewart muffin pan.
Oh,
In honor of Deanna today.
Yeah. Pretty fitting, right?
So we got free gifts, free service charges. That's awesome.
A lot of free. And if you already have an account with us, but you really want to gift, or you're like, I don't want to open up another account, don't need to worry. There's a way you can do so without opening up a new account, and that is by referring a friend or telling a friend.
Exactly. So just tell them Paul Zartman sent you.
You can do that in person or online. Paul just gave you the pitch there. One of these days, Paul.
One of these days, I'm going to get that little piece of paper in the mail that says, come in and get your free gift.
One of these days. Well, for commercial lending for businesses, contact Lindy Breeden for more information. His direct line is 574-223-1716. And if you're thinking about retiring or want to start planning your retirement, check on your 401k, get a 401k going, IRA, those type of things. Contact Mark Blueball or Brian Bell of our Financial Services Department. They'd be more than willing and happy to help you. Their direct line is 574-223-1705. And make sure you're up to date with the latest First Federal news by following us on our social media channels. You can like us on Facebook, follow us on X and Instagram at FF Banking, like us on LinkedIn, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, which you can find an archive of the First Federal radio shows for the past handful of years. We're the only locally owned bank in Fulton County. We don't want to be the biggest bank, just the best. Borrowers must meet underwriting guidelines. We're FDIC insured and equal housing lender. And our NMLS number is 399927.
And that makes us legal.
That makes us legal and ready for the fun part of the program, which we get to interview the guest of the show, which this morning that is Deanna Gualtieri. Good morning, Deanna.
Good morning.
I've been practicing in my head. And Deanna is opening a new bakery here soon in Rochester, Gualtieri's Bakery. Deanna, I guess, first off, explain your background to everybody a little bit.
Sure. So this is brand new to me. I mean, I've been baking my entire life. I started baking with my mom in the kitchen, and that's where I fell in love with it. I've been baking out of my home under Indiana cottage laws for quite some time now, and have a pretty decent following for my sourdough bread. But one thing that this town has really needed since we've lived here in the last 15 years is a full-service bakery. So when I lost my corporate job of 11 years after my entire department was laid off in December, my family decided we're going to open a bakery. So here we are, and we're trying to wrap up our construction now in our space, and crossing our fingers that we are going to be open here in about 3-ish weeks. I don't have a solid date yet, but we are definitely working on it.
So you're still targeting a March opening then?
We are still targeting a March opening.
Okay.
Yes.
And everybody can keep up with the latest date or possible date on your Facebook page, correct?
Correct. Yeah, we have a Facebook. We also have an Instagram, but we are most active on our Facebook social.
Okay. And you're talking about growing up and falling in love with baking, just baking with your mom. What kind of things did you bake growing up with your mom?
A little bit of everything. So my niche is actually bread, which is something I didn't grow up baking. My sister-in-law actually got me into baking bread. Fun fact, my sister-in-law's name is also Deanna.
Interesting.
So I tease my husband that that's why he married me. He would remember my name. But baking in the kitchen with my mom was everything from brownies to cookies to pumpkin rolls to cakes. So I had a lot of exposure there growing up. She was definitely one of those classic TV moms who was always in the kitchen. So that's the upbringing that I had.
Very cool. Very cool. You kind of spoke about this when you were introducing yourself to everybody, but why now to open up a bakery?
So I worked for a very large corporation for 11 years, and they outsourced my entire department to a third-party company. I looked for another job in the same field, which was instructional design. I developed training programs for large corporations. I have an education background. And just couldn't find anything that was close enough to home to make it worth the drive, and was paying what I was making before. And a lot of people had said, hey, you need to open a bakery, you need to open a bakery. And I'm like, no, I need a real job. And they're like, well, that is a real job. And, I've never been one of those people that wanted to be my own boss.
Yeah.
Like, that sounds like a lot of work. But baking is something I'm passionate about. I've seen great success in just doing the farmers markets and roadside stands, that kind of thing, with the bread. And there's a huge demand in this community for it. And we have seen a huge response from the community. And we're really excited, a little intimidated that we're not going to be able to keep up with you guys. But we're really excited.
Well, that's great that you're getting feedback from everybody, and you decided, hey, I'm going to give you what you want and try to find a solution.
Absolutely. And now we're passionate about it. So
yeah, and that's what we love. We love getting business owners on here who are passionate about what they're doing.
For sure.
So, where's the bakery going to be located?
So the bakery is going to be located at 420 East 9th Street, which is attached to the building that has the spa in it, just east of the railroad tracks on the north side of 9th Street. So it's a beautiful location. The whole, I say restaurant, it's not really a restaurant because you can't eat in, but the whole bakery is going to be brand new from the floor up.
Awesome.
It is absolutely stunning in there, you guys, and I can't wait to open it up to the public.
What are going to be the days and hours of operation?
Sure, we will be open Tuesday through Friday from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. and Saturdays from 8 a.m. to noon.
Perfect. What kind of baking goods and products are going to be offered?
So we will be full service. So in the morning, you all have said you wanted donuts, but your girl does not get up at 2 a.m. to fry donuts. So we are going to be bringing in donuts from Rochester down in Peru. Joe is awesome, and he produces an amazing product. So we will have donuts for you every morning. And we will also have a variety of pastries in the case in the morning as well. Cinnamon rolls, Danish, that type of thing. And then we, like I said, my niche is bread. So sourdough breads, yeasted breads, baguettes, all the breads will be available each day, baked fresh every day. And then we will be taking orders for cakes, cupcakes, wedding cakes, graduation cakes, birthday cakes, all of the cakes. So I do have a lead cake decorator on my staff already.
Very cool.
And she is amazing. She's going to do a great job. Her name is Kia Gunnels. Some of you might know her. But she is fantastic. And let's see what else. Pastries, pies, cookies. Chocolate chip cookies. Anyway, we were talking about that favorite sweet or favorite baked good. Favorite baked good in the country, and I don't know. I lean towards chocolate chip cookies. That's can't go wrong with a chocolate chip cookie.
Paul might agree with you here in a couple minutes, but we will see. We were talking with Deanna Gualtieri of Gualtieri's Bakery, a bakery that's going to be opening here soon in Rochester, Indiana. And so I'm hearing all these different baked goods that you're going to be offering, definitely a full service bakery. And you talked a little bit about a staff member or two. How many people are going to be on your staff?
So right now I just have technically one person on my staff, and then I have a 16-year-old son who will be there helping us out, and my husband will help out from time to time as well.
I love that, keeping it within the family.
Absolutely.
And family to help.
Yeah, family is something that we're passionate about too. I mean, with the last name, we're Italian, and well, my husband's Italian. I am clearly not Italian with my fair skin and red hair. But I'm Italian by marriage, and we really, really are passionate about family, and so all of our customers are family as well. And we try to make that known to everybody. Once you're in there, you're in with us. So
love that. I'm sure you will have repeat customers that will definitely feel like family pretty quickly. And I know you're probably thinking one step at a time here while getting this business off the ground. But looking forward to the future, maybe could baking classes be something that you offer eventually?
Sure, yeah, it's something that we've tossed around, and we definitely want to get on our feet and get the ball rolling first and get a good balance going there. But it's definitely something we've tossed around, but we definitely know we're going to be offering some like mommy and me classes to come in, or daddy and me classes to come in, decorate a cookie, decorate a cupcake, that kind of thing. But as far as baking classes, bread and stuff like that, we've definitely tossed that around, and so that might be something we'll look out for in the future.
So I definitely hear that bread, or I've picked up on that bread's kind of maybe your specialty overall out of all this.
For me.
I gotta imagine that would probably be pretty difficult to teach somebody how to bake bread.
Yeah, because there's a feel to it. It's not something that you can learn in one class. It's something that you learn the basics of and the science of, and then you have to practice and practice and practice to get better.
Do you have a favorite type of bread to bake?
Sourdough. Everybody knows it's sourdough.
Is there anything else this morning you'd like to plug or talk about?
Not really. I'm just really excited to be in the community, and the small business community here in Rochester has been amazingly supportive. There have been several small business owners that have reached out to me and let me know if I need anything to let them know. And so, small business owners, you guys are awesome. We know the time you're putting in, and I just want to thank everybody. And thank you guys for having me on today.
Well, absolutely. Thanks for joining us. And, we've had guests on that have said what I'm going to say here coming up, that it takes a village.
Absolutely.
It takes a village. So thank you for joining us this morning. One more time, how can anybody get a hold of you about the bakery?
Sure, absolutely. So reaching out to us on Facebook right now until we're open is the best way to get a hold of me. After we're open, our phone number is 223-GOOD. That's 223-4663.
Perfect. I love that. Thank you for joining us this morning, Deanna.
Thanks for having me.
All right, Paul. And Deanna can take a crack at this, which she kind of maybe already did. But Trivia question this morning. I gotta get back to the exact question here. According to HowStuffWorks.com, what is America's favorite baked good? Apple pie, chocolate chip cookie or cookies, brownies, cheesecake.
You know, you have a bad habit of putting the answer at C, but I'm not going to fall for that. I'm going to go with the chocolate chip
Chocolate
cookies.
chip cookies, you sticking with that?
I think so. I mean, apple pie is a great guess
Yeah.
too, but I'm gonna go with chocolate chip cookie.
It is apple pie.
Oh
Chocolate
my
chip
goodness!
cookies is number 2.
All right, so my American Pie reference.
Right when you said it earlier, I'm like, he's got to guess apple
Yeah,
pie.
I almost did too, but I'm like, man, I hear people talk about those cookies all the time, so I got to go with them.
And honestly, out of all those answers, brownies was not on the list.
Oh.
So I just added that 'cause that's a personal favorite of mine.
Mm.
Added that one in just to try to trip you up, which it didn't, but
Yeah,
it still missed it. So
yeah.
count up about a point for me on it today. So
Yeah.
let's close it with some words of wisdom from Martha Stewart. If you learn something new every day, you can teach something new every day.
I like those words of wisdom. Those are very good. Thank you, Tanner, so much
Thanks,
for
Paul.
joining us. Thank you, Deanna. Look forward to stopping into your bakery when it gets open. And Todd, thanks for running the camera. We'll see you guys again next week.
Thanks.